Hello and welcome to the Dominion Daily for June 13th, 2026. We've got full random kingdom today, and we've got enlarge as the only oh no wait, rice broker. Okay. We've got enlarge and rice broker for trashing. That's a lot better than what I was thinking. And we've got plus actions from Fortress, Kitsune, and Cursed Village. We've got draw from Cursed Village, Margrave, and Rice Broker. And we've got gains from Margrave, Duplicate, Enlarge, in particular on Fortress. And Kitsune can gain silvers, which can also be turned into changelings. Okay, so... Oh, also flourishing... Yeah, right. Flourishing trade, which makes everything cost less, but also you can use XX actions as buys, so that's another source of gains. So, there's some pretty powerful attacks here in Kitsune and Margrave. There's also Giant, but I would not generally call that a powerful attack. But there is also Guardian. Rice Broker Fortress is quite a synergy. You draw 5 cards and you still have the Fortress in hand, so it's actually better than like even yeah, it's just really good. I don't think I've actually played with this particular combination before, but yeah, Rice Broker Fortress is really good. You can also enlarge the fortresses, so there's a lot to do with that. Yeah. So we can open with a 5 here. If we open Guardian, that looks pretty good to me, both because I think we're going to want Guardian to guard against like the attacks anyway, and because I don't see a lot of like much to do at the lower price points. In any case, it'd probably be double silver, and that would just be to try to hit 5. So, yeah, and then the question is just which 5 do we want to open with? And I think we have to assume the bot will play with Guardian as well, which means the attack part. I think it's even with that in mind. I think we still want to open with one of Kitsune or Margrave so we can more easily hit 5 again. Maybe Margrave is the way to go. I think most likely the bot will take a Guardian turn 2, but even if it doesn't, I think we can assume that it will be playing with Guardian and that the attacks won't necessarily land, though they might. But Margrave and Kitsune are pretty similar in their ability to hit 5, but Margrave's obviously going to get us through the shuffle more quickly. I think I prefer that. Let's go with that. Bot did not get a Guardian. Interesting. Okay, well, we don't hit 5 here, but we do trigger a shuffle and get Guardian back into play, which will help us hit 5 next turn. It's got to be Fortress, right? We're going to want Fortress anyway. And now the bot gets a Guardian. Okay, so do we want Rice Broker, Enlarge, or Kitsune? They're all good. I think I want to go Enlarge first. I want to trash estates into fortresses. I mean, if we were to line up Rice Broker Fortress, then that would be better. But no guarantees that we do that. Enlarging a copper or two to Guardians wouldn't be bad either. Yeah. Okay, unfortunately, we're going to draw the Fortress dead. The bot just triggered a shuffle, or at least we will if we play the Margrave. The bot just triggered a shuffle with Kitsune in it, so we might want to consider... Well, the bot isn't... No, I'm going to play the Margrave. Okay, so we have the Enlarge down there with one estate at least. Made it a little bit more like... Oh, the bot got 2 Kitsunes? Oh, it has a duplicate. Okay, yeah, I'm going to take a Guardian. I don't really want another one. I guess I could take the Shrine points. I don't really think I want that right now either, though. I don't think it's enough. It's worth it. Alright. Let's take another Fortress. And we could take a Silver. We could take a Changeling. The problem with any of that is it makes it less likely that we see our key cards. So I'm not really a big fan. I think I'm just gonna not. Okay, now the Defiled Shrine is definitely looking more appealing. Alright, it's time for Rice Broker. It's gotta be. And we could get a second Enlarge. I'm just thinking, like, if we're gonna get the Defiled Shrine points anyway, it'd be nice to take a card that we get points from. It could also be second Margrave. Right now, we don't super need the additional buy, and Rice Broker is potentially more draw. The Enlarge... This isn't really the time we want to get an additional Enlarge. I mean, we could just be like, whatever, we'll just take the best card, which probably is Rice Broker. Yeah, I think we just take Rice Broker anyway. Okay, well, not ideal. Take another Fortress. I guess I'll take a third Guardian. We can always enlarge excess Guardians. Well, damn it. Where are my fortresses? My Rice Broker. Rice Brokers, I should say. Yeah, we don't really want to play this Margrave. Hmm. I guess we just take another Guardian here and don't play the Margrave, because we got, like, Rice Broker Fortress on top. 2 Rice Brokers and a Fortress, to be more precise. Don't want to draw that dead. Alright. Rice Broker Fortress. Draw cards. Okay. I do want to enlarge this estate, but it might make more sense. Enlarge fortress into something that we can then play. Last 2 cards are coppers, so we will need. No, we can Rice Broker a copper and still draw whatever. I do want to gain another enlarge, but do I want to gain it this turn? I mean, in theory, we can play with 1,000,000 enlarges. It's just a question of, like, we need to find Fortress for that to be good. We could also get a Kitsune just to have, like, a little bit more money. I don't know if that's super important, though. We could get a duplicate if we want to of something else. Honestly, I think getting another enlarge is probably the best of these options. And then Rice Broker, copper. And then we will go ahead and enlarge this. That. And then... So we have 4 fortresses. Try to find what these enlarges. We honestly, I don't think it would be crazy to just get a couple more fortresses just to really try to make sure that that we see fortresses with the enlarges. Not to mention with the Rice Broker. Because we can enlarge into whatever else. Yeah, I think that's just pretty good. Well... Maybe I should have gotten one more Rice Broker or something. I don't know. Alright, I'm going to take... Getting a Rice Broker into the discard pile now isn't going to do us much good, though. Admittedly. For this turn. I think I'm just going to go ahead and take more enlarges, and then... Because that's what I'm going to want to gain and play if I somehow have a turn here. Which I do not. Fine. But evidently we need more draw. Which probably should just be Rice Broker. And the bot doesn't even have a Guardian in play this turn. Damn it! We drew 2 Guardians, the extra stupid Guardians. Bah. Yeah, alright. Let's get the rice broker. Yeah, now it buys a guardian because it has a bad turn, which means my attack's not gonna land. Bah. Okay, we've got 2 more enlarges down there. So what all do we want to do here? Let's go ahead and crash a copper. This is our last fortress. I guess this is another copper then? This is all of our right. No, it's another enlarge. That's the 4th enlarge. Okay. And like I said, the bot has a guardian up this turn. I wouldn't mind turning one of these guardians into another fortress. Let's do that. And then we just get even more enlarges. There's some pile out potential on that with that line. So we're gonna we're gonna have, oh, we're gonna be able to draw 2 cards. Yeah, okay, so if we're gonna have this fortress and that fortress left after we play the rice broker. So we gain another enlarge. And we'll have 3 enlarge plays. Actually, you know what should be doing here? Not trashing this guardian. Trash this fortress. To enlarge. Trash this fortress to enlarge. Trash. Get 1 more enlarge. We'd have 4 enlarges. Is it? It's not possible we have a win here, is it? We could buy 3 guardians if we don't trash any copper. We have 4 enlarge plays. Some of which could maybe gain more enlarges. We do have a points lead. Apparently the bot bought a 2 VP curse, which I totally missed. That's interesting. Alright. We do that. And then Iceberg of the Fortress, we draw everything. We enlarge Fortress to Fortress. Play the Fortress to draw it. We'd have 2 actions again. And we'd have 3 enlarges left. We'd enlarge Fortress to Fortress again and draw it. And then we'd have 2 enlarges left and 2 fortresses. I guess the problem is I don't think we can empty the enlarges. We can empty the fortresses. There's no reason to trash this Guardian if we're not ending the game this turn, is what I realized. Okay, so let's do that. Yeah, we could get down to 2 enlarges. If it, like we enlarge Fortress to enlarge and draw it. We could then like turn Guardian into Guardian and like we get pretty close, but that's fine. I think maybe we buy a province for safety. We have so many fortresses. The odds that we don't see in fortresses, like we're, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're gonna have 7 enlarges in play. But yeah, the odds that we don't see enough, don't see a fortress have got to be low. I think here we could just take a gold. Use that to buy a province. Could also do it with a Kitsune, but the bot has Guardian up anyway, and moving Flourishing Trade for its activation does not really do me any good. If we find the gold next turn, we can turn it into a province, which isn't bad. So yeah, let's just do this. And now we trivially pile out by just trashing Fortress over and over. So Fortress to enlarge, Fortress to enlarge, Fortress to enlarge, Fortress to Guardian, Fortress to Guardian, Fortress to Duchy, I guess. Fortress to Duchy. Maybe we should have done Fortress to gold so that we could have like used the enlarges we just gained to turn those to golds into provinces. I don't know why I didn't think about that. So just sort of assumed that somehow turn wouldn't be like that good. But why shouldn't it be? Yeah, I totally could have turned these two golds into, or two duchies as golds into provinces instead. Mistake. I mean, maybe, is that obviously a mistake? If every enlarged gains a duchy versus enlarging gold in a province, that's actually not, I guess that's not any better, really. It's the same number of points. Yeah. Alright, well, whatever. And a province. Defiled Shrine is not net points, so I'm not going to buy it. Yeah. Pretty crazy board. And maybe the only time I've ever skipped Kitsune. And I wasn't like committed to that, but if the bot had ever like I wasn't consistent in drawing my deck because like in a way it's weird, but in a way because the game was too fast. Like the most recent not great turn I had was this one, only a couple turns before the end. So like here, the bot had not played a Guardian. If I had drawn deck here, I maybe would have considered gaining Kitsune and giving it a curse. But oh, the locusts got the bot the defiled shrine points. That I totally missed that. Wow. Okay. All right. Yeah, the bot had guardians up most of the time. Not here. That was probably a little bit too early for me to have a shot to draw a deck. Yeah, the certainly the 3-4 opening was really nice. I mean 2-5 would have been potentially better because you don't like not starting with the guardian shortens the shuffle, makes it more likely you see good stuff, whatever. But 5-2 maybe the best. I don't know if you take a guardian there, you probably do. That's probably the best opening. Anyway, but 3-4 was like of the you know, between 3-4 and 4-3, certainly 3-4 was a lot better. So, you know, and I was first player, but it also seemed like the bot didn't really have the vision on the enlarged stuff. It never got an enlarge, and it only got one fortress, and it took a cursed village for some reason. Cursed village does not look like a relevant card to me on this board. Like there's you could tweak the board in a way where it would be if you didn't have guardian. You know, it would be a way to respond to the Margrave attack. That's like, and it does have some synergy with Kitsune and like potentially with cards like Enlarge and Duplicate, although not so much when you're not as much when you're enlarging fortresses anyway. But like, but also you've got Race Broker Fortress, which is so much draw that is not draw to X. That I don't know. Like in really the response to Margrave is that so long as you have a fortress in your starting hand, and then you can pair it with a rice broker, you just rice broker fortress, and like you can enlarge the fortresses still from your duration enlarges, and then you rice broker the fortress and you draw like at least as much as Cursed Village would draw, but realistically more. And you can do that over and over rather than just doing it like one time and then having to try to manipulate your hand size down again. Anyway, so yeah, I don't think Cursed Village looks, and then you have to take the Hex, of course, and yeah, I just don't think Cursed Village looks relevant. So I don't think the bot had the vision on this anyway, but I also had a much better start, so I think the bot was going to be in a rough spot either way. Yeah, well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.